It's time to sail the ancient seas again for a swashbuckling adventure in Pirates of the Caribbean: The Curse of the Black Pearl. The movie that introduced us to the character of Captain Jack Sparrow. Yep, before Johnny Depp was finding turds in his bed, he was finding lost treasure, where he plays the unorthodox but still iconic pirate. After a governor's daughter is kidnapped by the ruthless pirate Barbossa, played by Jeffrey Rush, local blacksmith Will Turner, played by Orlando Bloom, breaks petty criminal Jack Sparrow out of jail so he can help him track down the sinister gang of pirates and save his true love, Elizabeth Swann, played by Keira Knightley, where Barbossa and his band of misfits suffer a curse where they become the undead at night, in this fun and exciting adventure that made the pirate genre popular again. So seeing how we've been hearing a lot of Johnny Depp in the news lately, I can't imagine why. It's time to go back to the very first Pirates of the Caribbean movie by exploring 10 things that you didn't know about Pirates of the Caribbean: The Curse of Black Pearl. So get out the mega pints of rum as we check it out. Number 10, based on a park attraction. Now I know what some of you may be thinking. Yeah Minty, we already knew that Pirates of the Caribbean is a Disneyland park ride. Well, I actually didn't know this at first, as in my part of the world, believe it or not, we don't have Disneyland. The ride opened up in Disneyland, California in 1967, and it was the last park ride to be overseen by the big guy Walt Disney himself, who passed away just 3 months before the attraction's opening. It was actually originally intended to just being a walk-through wax museum, until plans changed for it to be a ride. On the ride, park guests go on a journey with animatronic pirates and other characters and wildlife, and bear witness to some swashbuckling exploits with memorable pirate characters including Blackbeard. And it introduced us to the now famous song, Yo Ho, A Pirate's Life for Me. The attraction proved so popular, a Pirates of the Caribbean ride was also opened at the Florida Disney World in 1973, then Tokyo Disneyland in 1983, and Paris Disneyland in 1992, and then finally Shanghai Disneyland in 2016, making it without a doubt one of the most successful attractions to come out of the Disney theme park chain. Although there are rumours, or conspiracies, however you want to put it, that real human skulls were used for the ride's display. And if that's true, then all I've got to say is, come on, didn't you guys not see the movie Poltergeist? I mean, this is how the movie Poltergeist happens. Number 9, script development. Okay, so with the formation of the Pirates of the Caribbean script, it gets kind of confusing, as there was 2 different scripts going on at the same time until they kind of merged together, so just bear with me. Most of the script as we know it was conceived and written up by scriptwriters Ted Elliott and Terry Rossio, whom both also wrote fellow popular movies Aladdin and Shrek. They first came up with the idea of writing a pirate-themed movie all the way back in the early 90s. Only they were giving it the Indiana Jones treatment, in that they gave the pirate genre a supernatural twist. Meanwhile, Disney decided that it wanted to make a movie based on the Pirates of the Caribbean ride, and hired game show producer Jay Wolpert to write a Pirates of the Caribbean script. And this script did have elements that would be featured in the final film, such as Blackheart, who would become Barbossa, kidnapping Elizabeth, with Will Turner having to set free the infamous pirate out of jail who would become Jack Sparrow in order to help him go on a quest to save Elizabeth. Australian scriptwriter Stuart Beattie was then hired to make rewrites to the script, and movie-making legend Jerry Bruckheimer was brought on board as Pirates of the Caribbean's producer, as he had already produced many successful movies for Disney partnership companies, including Armageddon and Gone in 60 Seconds. However, when he got the script that Wolpert and Beattie had worked on, he didn't like it, as it was just a straight-up pirate movie, without any of the magic or curses. However, Bruckheimer then got hold of the unrelated pirate script that Ted Elliott and Terry Rossio had been working on since the early 90s, and decided to use this as the basis of Pirates of the Caribbean. And just like that, The Curse of the Black Pearl was born. Oh, how exciting! Number 8. the Spielberg Pirates movie that never was. So Disney now had a Pirates of the Caribbean script to work with. However, it seemed that they didn't have quite enough confidence to make it into a movie yet, not even if the most famous director in the world was interested. At some stage, Steven Spielberg got hold of the Pirates of the Caribbean script, the one that Ted Elliott and Terry Rossio had been working on, and he instantly loved it and saw potential and wanted to make the movie. He definitely would have had the credentials, thanks to directing other big adventure movies like Raiders of the Lost Ark and Jurassic Park. Heck, he already dabbled in the pirate genre with The Goonies and Hook. He was already starting to envision who he wanted to play Jack Sparrow. He had his sights set on either Bill Murray, Robin Williams, or Steve Martin. However, there was just one thing standing in Spielberg's way, and that was Disney itself, as they just weren't interested at that stage. So just like that, that was the Steven Spielberg Pirates of the Caribbean movie gone. Walked off the plank, never to be heard of again. However, by 2001 is when Disney were finally starting to get serious about making a Pirates of the Caribbean movie. But the big question is, in which form? Number 7. At one stage it was considered to make it a direct-to-video movie instead. Oh, shiver me timbers. Just imagine if Pirates of the Caribbean wasn't the big cinematic spectacle that it was, but instead a much smaller scale movie made for home video. Well, this was almost the case, as during the early days of production, Disney weren't even sure if a Pirates of the Caribbean movie would even work or be successful, so they contemplated just making it a home video affair, of which Disney were no strangers to, especially when it came to releasing not so memorable sequels to popular animated movies. And when it came to the Jack Sparrow of this smaller scale Pirates of the Caribbean movie, the company's two main choices for the role were either Cary Elwes, who I can actually really see in the role, and Christopher Walken, who was an interesting choice. But finally Disney decided to throw everything at the movie and the kitchen sink and to make it a grand scale cinematic movie, and American director Gore Verbinski was hired as director, as 1 year earlier he had directed the Ring remake. However, Elwes and Walken weren't the original choices for the parts of Sparrow. They were backup choices for the movie if it was a direct-to-video release. Yeah, I think we all know who the original choice was. There's no doubt about it. Yeah, that's right. Make no mistake about it. The original choice was... Matthew McConaughey. Wait, what? Number 6. Potential Jack Sparrows. Yeah, Matthew McConaughey was the main choice in mind when writing the character of Jack Sparrow, to the point where the character in the script was moulded to his personality. Although there are claims that in one of the variations of the script, the part was also written specifically for Hugh Jackman in mind, but he ultimately wasn't cast, as it was felt that he wouldn't be well known enough to American audiences yet. Seriously? I mean, come on, the guy was Wolverine. Jim Carrey was offered the part, but he was too busy at the time making Bruce Almighty, and supposedly even Michael Keaton was considered. This was all until Johnny Depp did a screen test. Now this is where things get interesting. You see, Jack Sparrow was always considered a heroic, swashbuckling, but also very cocky, Burt Lancaster type of character. But Depp amazed everyone in his audition, as he played Sparrow off-kilter, like a drunken swindler. A pirate legend, whose real-life pirate ways may not be as great as the legend suggests. Depp saw the pirate character as being like a rock star, and based his portrayal of Jack Sparrow on Rolling Stones guitarist Keith Richards, as well as Pepe Le Pew, and so Depp got the part. However, some Disney executives were not convinced by this oddball interpretation of the character. They wondered if Depp was really drunk. Who knows, maybe he did have a mega pint. To make matters worse, producer Jerry Bruckheimer felt that Depp had gone too far when he put gold caps on his teeth. I guess that everyone just saw this take that Johnny Depp was giving as being so peculiar. I mean, just remember, this was before Jack Sparrow was a thing, and the character was intended to be more level-headed and heroic. But Depp stood his ground and told the higher-ups that this is his take on the character. They can either accept it or fire him. But as we all know, they kept him on board. And Depp really proved the naysayers wrong, as his portrayal of Jack Sparrow was highly praised and probably the most celebrated aspect of the movie and the entire franchise. Number 5. Other casting possibilities. So what about the rest of the cast in Pirates of the Caribbean? After all, the movie was an ensemble cast. Well, at least the first few movies were. The original choice for the villainous Hector Barbosa was Robert De Niro, but he declined as he thought the movie would not be successful at all. So Jeffrey Rush was cast, and he is lots of fun in the film. His enjoyable quirks even rival Depp's. When it came to the young heroic Will Turner, there were many choices considered for the part, including Jude Law, Heath Ledger, Tom Hiddleston, and Tobey Maguire. But Orlando Bloom got the part thanks to his role in Lord of the Rings. And so Keira Knightley was cast as Elizabeth Swann, beating Jessica Alba. And Pirates of the Caribbean really was a breakthrough for both Bloom and Knightley, with the movie really putting them in the pop cultural landscape. Apparently when filming started, Keira Knightley felt that she was doing so bad that for her first few days on location, she barely unpacked any of her belongings, believing that she would be fired. And on one occasion, her and her mother were in a boat at night during filming, and the boat struck a reef. But thankfully locals saved them and everything was okay. Number 4. The movie was nearly shut down. At the time of Curse of the Black Pearl's production, Michael Eisner was the CEO of Disney. However, he supposedly got cold feet during Pirates of the Caribbean's early production and tried to shut it down. Yep, if it was left up to him, there would be no movie. Well, if Wikipedia's anything to go by. The reason given for this sudden panic to shut the movie down was fellow Disney movie Country Bears, which, like Pirates of the Caribbean, was based on a Disney theme park ride, of which the movie was a financial disaster when it was released in July 2002. Just 2 months before Pirates was to start filming. Eisner did not want a repeat of box office hardship. I mean, you can't blame Eisner really. I mean, at the time, pirate-themed movies never really did good in the box office, and at that time, everyone still had the movie Cutthroat Island fresh in their minds. The 1995 adventure pirate movie starring Geena Davis, which was notoriously known for being an absolute disaster. In fact, Cutthroat Island is the primary reason that Robert De Niro didn't take on the role of Barbosa. However, Eisner got more confidence when visiting the production and was pleased with the concept art that he saw. Eisner, though, still wasn't entirely happy with the amount of money being spent on the film, to which Jerry Bruckheimer explained to him that Pirates is competing against movies like The Matrix and Lord of the Rings, and in order to do so, it has to have money spent on it. Eisner then had further problems with Johnny Depp's performance, with his drunk and flamboyant take on the part, to which Eisner felt that he was ruining the movie, which, as we all know, he didn't. Look, when it comes to making movies, they should just let the creative people be in charge of the creative decisions and the executives to just stay in the offices. But that's just how things would be run in my own made-up utopia, which is called Mintyland. Or was that Minty Mania? Mintyville? I don't know. Number 3. Filming. Pirates' shoot had begun in early October 2002 and only lasted till early March 2003, making it a very quick shoot, especially considering it's a big budget special effects movie full of stunts and explosions, etc, etc. Most of the filming was filmed in and around St. Vincent, which is a volcanic island in the Caribbean. At the location, the production also built 3 piers and a backlot. The production crew also built 3 ships, those being the Black Pearl, Interceptor, and Dauntless. Incidentally, in a humorous twist of events, the ship that Jack had arrived on the port with actually really had sunk. That's brilliant, you can't make this stuff up. When it came to the look and design of the movie, director Gore Verbinski didn't want the movie to look like a glamour Hollywood version of the swashbuckling pirate world. He wanted it to look dirty, dangerous, and decrepit. Most of the pirate cast wore makeup to make it look like they had dirty, diseased skin, as well as fake rotten teeth and even prosthetics. And kudos for going in this direction, rather than a whimsical fantasy approach, as it makes the world in Pirates of the Caribbean feel real, lived in, and very dangerous. In fact, the film was so authentic, the gun that Jack Sparrow uses wasn't a prop, but a real London pistol from 1760. In addition to that, further filming took place in Los Angeles, as well as both Universal Studios and Walt Disney Studios, and the special effects of the movie were provided by the George Lucas founded company Industrial Light and Magic. Number 2. Becoming a Disney first. Pirates of the Caribbean was indeed the first movie to be released under the actual Walt Disney banner to be rated PG-13, which isn't really that much of a shock. After all, the movie, though playful, is full of violence, sword fights, and undead pirates. However, this led to the change of the movie's title, as originally the movie was just called Pirates of the Caribbean, but now the movie was rated PG-13, Disney felt that it needed to attract older children, who may otherwise think that the title suggests that it's just a small children's movie, based on a Disneyland ride. So it was decided to give the movie's name a subtitle. It was further felt that giving it a subtitle was also the right direction as far as sequels go, so each pirate movie can have its own subtitle. So Pirates of the Caribbean became Pirates of the Caribbean, Curse of the Black Pearl, a subtitle to add some spice and intensity to draw in an older crowd. However, director Gore Verbinski actually didn't like this title. He didn't think it was accurate, as he felt within the movie's narrative it was the Aztec gold that was cursed, rather than the ship, the Black Pearl itself. But, you know, what are you gonna do? Call the movie Pirates of the Caribbean, Curse of the Lost Gold? Actually, yeah, that does totally work. Number 1. The Black Pearl hitting gold. Pirates of the Caribbean, Curse of the Black Pearl had its premiere at the Disneyland Resort in California on June the 28th, 2003. Making it the first movie to have a premiere at Disneyland, conveniently at the same place where the Pirates of the Caribbean ride made its debut. Pirates was a massive success, bringing in over $654 million on a $140 million budget, making it the 4th highest grossing movie of 2003. The movie got tons of praise too, particularly for Johnny Depp's performance as mentioned, to which he won the Screen Actors Guild Award for Outstanding Performance by a Male Actor, as well as an Academy Award and Golden Globe nomination. But yeah, when it came out, everyone just loved this movie and got engulfed in it. It was just the right movie that seemed to hit a nerve and just come out at the right time. Empire magazine even went as far as to call Pirates of the Caribbean the best blockbuster movie of that summer. Pirates was so big, as we all know, it became a huge franchise, although it's often been said that the sequels are nowhere near as good as that original that we got back in 2003. If anything, it's an example of sometimes it's hard to make lightning strike twice, but oh boy did it strike gold when the Curse of Black Pearl came out. To conclude, Pirates, the first one, is a fun adventure movie, worth its weight in gold. If you ever need fun escapism and are in need of an adventure, then Curse of the Black Pearl is the fun adventure that awaits you. Yeah, it's a shame that the sequels couldn't quite live up to the magic of that first movie. But hey, at least we do still have that first film, and it is just as energetic and as exciting as it was now 19 years ago. Wow, this movie is already nearly 20 years old. I am old. So yeah, you should still totally watch this. Anyway, I'm Minty, and what is it that pirates say? Rah, and a bottle of rum, or something like that. See ya!